Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new stream or episode of the Double Edge Cinema Podcast with me, Justin or Ryan1988, and my buddy over here, TJ. What's up?
What up?
How much? So, how's it going?
It's going, man. Going
Yeah.
pretty solid. A
What did
nice,
you
easy
have?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you have for dinner tonight, sir?
We had fettuccine alfredo with
Ooh,
breadsticks.
that sounds good.
It
We
was very
had,
good. I mean, I had to heat mine up because I was out mowing, but
yeah, but
it was
he had
good.
something to look forward to.
Yeah. We had that, and then we watched a couple episodes of Monster at Games.
Nice,
Picking up, getting
nice.
pretty good.
Cool. I had a steak and a salad, so that was nice. Very nice. Hey, AJ, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Everybody tuning into the live stream, hello. Thank you for joining. Please, as always, to like this and subscribe to the Double Edge Cinema podcast, which will be down below. My channel, Ryan1988, and also TJ's channel. All those are down below. Please go subscribe. But yeah, so feels like it's been a while since we've done one of these, but it's
It
only been
really
about 2
does.
weeks.
Like everything's just been so busy and like hectic, and then you had your big vacation, and I had like my
Yeah,
mini vacation, so it just feels like it's been a minute.
it's been a minute
Bucky,
for
Bucky.
sure.
All right, the dog's back there playing with the cat.
Okay. But anyway, everybody, I hope you're all doing well out there. Anybody watching the playback, hello. Thank you for watching. And what's up, Megan and Lily? How are ya? What's going on? So, how's everything going? But yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. I feel like it's only been like a week since we watched Tron Ares, but it feels like it's been
Yeah,
forever
it
too.
feels like it's been like a month ago. And I know we said we were going to do Tron Ares and Black Phone 2,
Yeah,
but we both just had such busy weeks. We did not get to Black Phone 2
yeah.
because we
So,
went to Fear Fest, or yeah, that's what
eh,
it's called, right? Fear Fest,
Scarefest,
Scarefest.
yeah.
I don't know why I keep getting those mixed up.
It's okay.
Yeah,
But we're going to talk about our experience there after we talk about Tron, and
for
also
sure.
we talked about doing possibly like horror movie Q&A trivia stuff. So,
Yep, I got a list.
oh, you look at you go. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, are you loving this fall crisp air that we have going on?
Yes and no. No, because grass is still growing,
Yep.
and we're having to mow, and it's very cold.
Yeah.
But it is starting to slow down. Hopefully, we don't have much longer. Well, pros and
Yeah.
cons to that, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
I'm tired, but I also like the money.
I also like the money.
Yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, so let's little can't talk. Let's talk about Tron Ares. So we
All
both
right.
saw this together.
We did.
Um and the news is out that the movie's bombed. Like it's not making money apparently.
Mhm.
Um which I'll talk about that first. Like every Tron movie, let me just say this, has not done well.
Yeah.
So I know they're saying that like this is the end of the Tron movies. We're not gonna do anymore. But we were talking about it
Mm,
today. In about 12 years, they're gonna come out with another Tron.
yeah.
So
They kind of seem to stick to that
yeah.
regime. Um,
What'd you think?
overall, I really like this movie. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I guess I think what's hurting this movie, honestly, I think the first one came out too early. I
Mhm.
think if the original Tron had came out in like 2005, it
Yeah.
would have been great. I personally have not watched it just because it's old and I don't know, just
Yeah.
haven't. But I watched the second one in theaters when it came out in 2010
Yes,
ish,
2010. Yes.
2010. And I really liked it in theaters. I revisited it, preparing for this. I really liked it again the second time. I don't think I love it, but I definitely really liked it. I would definitely give it probably like a solid like 7 or 8.
Hmm.
Um, this one lived up to the hype. It captured everything, all the special effects and everything that made the second one great to me.
Yep.
The story was appealing. We had another Jeff Bridges cameo. That's not really a spoiler because he's in the trailer, even though he's only in the movie for a couple minutes. Um, I thought Jared Leto's character, which surprisingly was one of the best parts about the movie, really. I also liked the I can't remember her name, but the new like lead star of this movie. Uh,
Oh yeah. The scientist? Was she the
yeah, the
scientist? Yeah.
science lady. Yeah,
Yep.
I really liked her as well. I thought she was a cool character. Um, the only negative I guess I really have for this movie is that they mention I guess I'll spoil this a little bit because
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah.
2-second thing at the beginning of the
Yeah.
movie and the, like, opening credits. They mention that what's his name? Sam?
Yes, yes.
They mentioned that he stepped back from the company, but they didn't mention why or where he went or anything, like, of that nature, so
Mhm.
that was one big thing I was really hoping they would do is give some kind of nod to him, which they did. But to me, that just wasn't enough. The nod that they gave him,
I agree.
even if they had just like talked about him briefly, like, "Hey, he stepped down to pursue this," just give us a little bit more of a fleshed out answer slash reason.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, like I love this movie. I thought Evan Peters was a great villain, which he's a fantastic actor anyway.
Mhm.
Um, Jared Leto again was my big surprise in this movie. I really loved how they were able to integrate modern tech with the story as well, and like whenever they were bringing things out into the real world, to me, because it had like supports and everything, it reminded me of 3D printers. So
Yes,
I
yes.
thought that was really cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I definitely I don't know if I want to rank it higher or lower than the second one. It's either maybe they're just match. I
Mm.
don't know.
They're very close for me.
Yeah.
Very, very close. So, um, do you have anything else you want to talk about as far
Now
as
you
Tron?
you can go ahead.
Okay. So I did not watch any of the Tron movies until like 2015. So I was late to it, even with
Yeah.
Legacy. Um, and I love the first two movies. I rewatched them a couple days before we saw Tron Ares, and I was curious how they were gonna hold up. And right off, like the first one, 81 uh technology back then was different. It's definitely not it has not aged as well as some other movies, but I love the film. I love the story. I love, what we got for 1981 because that was a different time period and I think they did a great job. Tron Legacy, however, absolutely love that movie and I still love it today. The visuals are great. The music is amazing. Every time Separate Ways comes on, I just like get pumped up. I love that song from Journey.
It's a
Um,
good one.
it is. I mean that, and then who was it? Who did the music in that one? They were a huge part of the soundtrack. But anyway, Daft Punk.
Mm,
Um, their soundtrack is awesome. So I love that. And then going into this, like I'm borderline. I'm not sure if I love it yet or if I just really enjoy it. I think I'm gonna go with I really enjoy it right now. Like I'm excited to rewatch it and see if it ranks or if my opinion changes even more for the better. But I had a great time with it. Uh, Acting wise, Jared Leto, like you said, I think he did a great job in this. He was one of the highlights of the movie. I really like the character and the story arc or the character development that this character has. I loved Evan Peters as a villain. He did a great job. The main actress, like you said, I thought she did a great job as well. Like her on screen chemistry with Jared Leto, they were great together. Um, Jeff Bridges, for what we have in this movie, he did a really good job. I think it was very important to have him in this just because he did start this
mhm.
franchise. And so it's neat to see where his character is as well. Where Sam is, not Sam, I can't remember his name from the first movie, but um,
Kevin.
yeah, Kevin. He did a great job.
Mhm.
And then the actress in this movie, I think her name is Jodie Smith. she was like the other Tron character in
Oh,
this movie.
Athena. Yeah, Athena.
Athena.
Yeah.
She was awesome. She was one of the
Yes.
highlights of the movie. I think she just nailed it in this movie. Like,
And
she was so good.
one of the things I really liked about her portrayal, specifically because like whenever she would talk, they would kind of do like a robotic like overlay sometimes, and
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool because one of the things like watching movies like this is you
Mhm.
forget that like Jared Leto's character is essentially an AI or
Yep.
Athena is an AI. So it was really because Jared Leto character. I mean, you get the introduction at the beginning of him trying to like starting to become sentient, but
Yeah.
you didn't really get that with Athena. I guess there was like a brief part so it was really cool, like a reminder that they were, AI or
AI.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah, because she
Yeah.
she pretty much is, her mission is to do what Evan Peters' character is telling her to do.
Yeah.
Like, she's in control, she's being
The
controlled
primary
by
control,
something,
yeah.
where Jared Leto just breaks out of that. So, but I really loved Athena in this. She was a highlight for me. She was a great, I wouldn't call her a villain, but she was a great just character in this movie. She had some
For
really
sure.
good chase scenes, some great action. The action was amazing, like very entertaining action.
Yeah. And the special effects too, which is not really a surprise
Yes.
because that's kind of what the Tron movies are known for anyway. But the special effects with all of the generated vehicles and stuff
Mhm.
were awesome.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. And, like, this movie's use of red in this movie was great. Like, the first movie was Legacy definitely used, like, a lot of blue in this movie,
Mhm.
where this movie used a lot of red, so I like that they changed that up in the movie. So that was a highlight for me. Um, yeah,
And it
visually,
was
visuals are awesome.
Yeah, and the red is also very fitting too, because I don't know if you noticed, but the like Ares and like Athena, they're Greek gods and goddesses, and
Mhm.
actually specifically Ares and Athena are actually the two Greek god and goddess of war.
Yeah,
So that's very
yeah.
fitting as well. So Ares is the god of war, and then Athena is the god of wisdom and strategy.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, so
cool.
that's actually really cool.
Yeah, and I love that they use the gods' names in this movie.
Yeah.
So, Ares and Athena. So that was great. Like you said, visual wise, like we knew from the trailers that the visuals were going to be stunning. And I feel like with each movie, like it progresses even better and better.
hmm Yeah.
Um, it's
Well,
crazy to
also
think.
the 15-year time gaps in between each
I
movie
was gonna say, yeah, the
helps.
15-year time gaps. Yeah.
Or 15 and 25-year, 35-year, whatever it was.
40 years for the, oh gosh, 40
That
years
was
for the
30.
first one.
It's
Was it
29.
30?
81 to 2010 is 29.
Oh yeah, that's 29. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So I was
30,
thinking right
30
now.
years and then an additional 15 years. So
Yeah.
maybe if we do get another one, it'll be in 7
Oh
since it seems to be
geez.
halving. 2032.
Oh gosh. Well,
We'll be deep into our 40s.
oh geez. Yes, we will.
Actually, I'll be
um,
just turning 40. I'll have just turned 40.
32. How old will I? Oh
Yeah, you'll
gosh.
be like 42, 43.
45.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. It's creeping up, everybody. But no, I mean visually it was great. I love the music in this. Nine Inch Nails did the music for this movie, and that was awesome. So I love that. Another thing I loved is how this movie and even Jared Leto, when he was doing interviews for this movie, talked about how much he loved the original Tron. It was one of his favorite movies growing up, and he saw it in theaters. And I love the throwback nostalgia we get kind of towards the end of the movie, where it goes back to the visuals that we had in the original film.
Yeah, it was like
Like
the peak of the climax.
the peak of it. It was
Yeah.
the cars and the vehicles and the suits and the um vibrant colors that we had in the original movie. And that just put a smile on my face because I was like, well, that's a kind of like nice full circle moment that we have that here. And they paid homage to that. My only complaints with the film, and they're tiny, like you said, the character of Sam, I wish we would have gotten to know where he was, or I wish they would have mentioned him more. in this movie. You know, the fact that he, sold his company. We don't know where he went after that. I'm assuming he went away with Olivia Wilde's character and they're just kind of isolated somewhere where no one can find them. So that's what I assume with that. But I would have loved to have had more detail of what happened to Sam and what happened to Olivia Wilde's character.
And without giving too much away too, I think that was maybe the plan for the next one
Yeah,
based on how this one ended.
how this movie ended.
Um,
Yeah.
but I guess we'll never know, or we'll find out in 2040.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Like, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil too much because I know not many people have seen this. I'll just say, like, I was excited to see where they were going to go with it because
Yeah,
I really do feel like we were going to get a lot more details into what happened to Sam and Olivia Wilde's character. Um, that would have been cool. That would,
for sure.
hopefully we still get it. I mean, hopefully something happens and we still get this, and that would be awesome.
Maybe when it comes out to like streaming, it'll
More
just
people will
go like
connect with it.
crazy, and people will be like, "Oh, there is a
Yeah,
market for this." Maybe that's what'll happen. We'll get saving grace. Hey,
I
how's it
hope
going,
so.
Nathan?
Hey Nathan, how's it going, buddy? Nathan Mills is here. How are you? Doing great, bud. How are you? And then my other like tiny complaint was I feel like the second act of the movie slowed down just a little bit, and it picked back up once we got into the third act of the movie. So,
I
um,
personally thought it flowed very well, pretty much all the way through. I don't think there was ever a point in this movie where I was like, "Okay, come on."
mhm,
Which I'm actually usually pretty impatient with
yeah,
things. Like, I don't know if you remember when we were watching like Strangers Chapter One and Strangers Chapter
yeah,
Two. I
yeah,
was like fidgeting on my phone. We're talking about
yeah.
Tron Ares, Nathan.
Yes, we
Uh,
are.
yeah, like I was fidgeting on my phone because my brain just, if I'm bored, I just have to do something. And this movie kept me entertained the whole way through. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I'm looking forward to revisiting the film, and
Hmm.
I recommend if you're interested in seeing this movie, try to go see it in theaters. Just because seeing it on the big screen with the visuals and everything like that is worth it alone. Like
Yeah, for sure,
I
for sure,
loved seeing this on the big screen.
for
I
sure.
wish I would have saw Legacy in theaters because that would have been a joy to watch back in 2010.
Hmm.
So, but what I said in the beginning of this movie, it's not doing well at the box office. However, every Tron movie has had this happen to them, and I feel like Tron's not over. They're saying it's over, but I don't think it's
It
over. I think we're gonna
definitely
get something more.
it definitely sets it up for something to continue. Um, I don't know. I hope they do something with it because I really like the series.
I do too, and I love the ending of it. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm so
What
excited. Like I wanted to see where they were gonna go with that, and
even if we just squeeze out like one more to get like a real
yes,
like final goodbye,
I would
like
love
that
that.
would be fun.
Question for you: would you be down for if instead of doing a movie, they did a TV show?
I don't care. Just continuation. I don't
Just
care.
continuation.
Well,
I would love something. I would love something. Even if they didn't bring this to the big screen, I would love to see just a wrap up. It could be a mini series on where Jared Leto or where Ares goes and what happens what will happen that tied in to the end of this movie.
yeah.
So because I think they were going to do something with it, and I really really would love just one more Tron movie. Um, because again, like the movies build this have built this cult following, and I think the name alone is what catches people, and that's what gets people to go back or revisit these movies for the first time, even if they didn't watch them in theaters. Like they go back and watch them because of the name. And because the Tron is just very well known. Um, I was gonna say that I think on Disney Plus, Tron Legacy was like in the top 10 during the week that this movie was coming out. So,
Hmm.
or maybe even number one. I
Well,
can't remember. It was big.
I don't know how much I trust that stuff though, because I really feel like a lot of the top 10 is like not necessarily the top 10 watched movies, but like the top 10 recommended movies. And
Oh,
it's like them trying to push stuff. Because if you notice, like usually anytime they release a new movie that they've sunk a lot of money into, it's always the number
mm,
one.
yeah,
Like
the number one
like
movie.
State of Play or whatever with Chris Pratt and
Yeah, yeah.
that movie was like it wasn't bad, but it was like it was pretty mid. And they like acted like it was like the best movie ever. And you could tell they I mean for special effects and stuff, you could tell they shelled out some money for it. So
Was that one
it
that
was
he
like
did with
the robots.
with Millie
With,
Bobby
yeah, with
Brown or
Millie Bobby
something?
Brown, yeah.
Yeah. Was that so
Back
you
in yeah, I watched it. We was on vacation out in Florida, back
yeah,
in March or
yeah.
yeah, we
I haven't
watched.
seen
I
that one
watched
yet.
it. Yeah, I mean it's worth the visit, I guess, but it wasn't great. It was just
Yeah,
kind of there.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have to
Um,
check it out. I think it's Netflix,
Also,
right?
I started to see this after Tron came out, but did you know
Okay.
that there was an animated series?
I remember hearing about that. I never watched it though.
Yeah, it's called Tron Uprising, and I guess it only had like one season.
Did it? I mean, is it
Yeah,
streaming on Disney Plus? Is it
well,
there
maybe.
or
It says
they also came
it,
out with a video game. I
it
remember the
aired
video
from
game.
2012 to 2013.
Hmm.
And it was supposed
Sort
to
of
have a season 2, and then it got canceled. So,
poor Tron. I just feel
yeah.
bad for Tron because
Yeah.
it builds a following. Like
Yeah.
after these movies come out and they don't do very well, the movies later on
Wow.
get a follow.
I'm looking at the cast. They had a pretty stacked cast for voice
Oh yeah.
actors.
Oh, who do they have?
Had Elijah Wood, Mandy Moore, Emmanuel Cherokee. She plays in Superman and Lois TV show.
Hmm.
Paul Rubin.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nate Cordry looks familiar to me for some reason.
yeah.
Um,
That's neat. That is.
Olivia Wilde,
Oh
Lance
my gosh.
Reddick,
Wow.
Kate Mara, Aaron Paul, David Arquette, John Glover,
Oh my
Sam
gosh.
Riegel, which is he's a guy from Critical Role. So like it had a very stacked cast. I'm kind of
It's sad
surprised,
it didn't
really.
do well. Like I'm
Yeah,
again, I don't know. People know the name Tron, but for whatever reason, when the movies first come out or these projects first come out, no one tunes in very much. But
yeah.
they later on build a fan following. So Nathan says, watching the 4K of Toby Hooper's The Funhouse. That's one of my favorite Toby Hooper movies.
No,
Gaming while
know what that
listening to you
is.
guys.
No clue what
Oh,
that
it's
is.
so. What would that? How would I describe the Funhouse? Did you watch the film Hellfest? Do you remember that one where they're like in the horror movie theme park? Did you watch that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I think Toby Hooper's the Funhouse. If you love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, that's a
Yeah.
Toby Hooper movie. I think you'd really enjoy the Funhouse. It's a great, creepy, eerie movie about two couples. They go to a carnival one night and they decide to stay in the funhouse the whole night and like hide out there. And as the movie goes on, they witness a murder, and so that's about them trying to survive the night in the funhouse. And there's a lot of other like twists and turns that happen in the movie, but it's a great one. So I love it. I love the atmosphere. It's very creepy,
Yeah,
very
I need
creepy
to
movie.
other than like the main like slashers like Freddy, Jason, and Michael.
Yeah.
Like I've not watched a whole lot of like 80s horror movies. Yeah, yeah, really just a lot of 80s movies in general.
We
Outside of
gotta.
like the big ones, like Outsiders, Karate Kid,
We gotta.
Roadhouse. Which you said you've never seen Roadhouse.
I've never seen that one. That's one
Yeah,
I've never seen. So I've not seen Roadhouse. But as far as 80s horror
yeah.
movies go, if you ever want to know, if you ever want to
I've
watch
not seen
them.
the original My Bloody Valentine.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about
Yeah,
that. Oh
I
my
saw the
gosh.
reboot. I saw the reboot, but I didn't see the original.
The reboot's great.
Yeah.
The original is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love that. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. if you ever want to, every once in a while, we can slip one of those in there, sir.
Yeah.
We still gotta
Uh,
watch the Halloween movies. We gotta
yeah, and
figure
I
out time to watch
still
those.
the new Predator movie comes out, like, next month. Actually, I think it
And
comes out,
you
like,
are
3 weeks. I've still not touched them. I really need to knuckle down and, like, power through those.
Oh my gosh. I love those movies too, so,
Yeah.
uh, but going on to our next topic, so anyway, what would you rate Tron Ares?
I would probably give it about a 7 to 8 as well, about what I rated the second one.
Yeah, I would. What did I rank the first one? I think I ranked the first. Did I rank Tron Legacy a 9? I think I gave either a 9 or 9.5. So I'd give this one like an 8.5
Yeah.
out of
Okay.
10. I love it.
Mhm.
It's great. Great movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it and checking out those visuals again and just the story. So, but anyway, so our next thing was Scarefest, which happened this past weekend.
Yes.
And
Um, Justin did a full 3 days, and me and my beautiful wife attended on Saturday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Shout
So
out to Megan and
yeah.
Lily.
So Justin, I am antisocial. I did not want to meet any celebrities, but I
Hmm.
did look from afar.
Hmm.
But you spent your first day meeting celebrities.
All
Uh,
that all day.
yeah. Who all did you meet?
So, speaking of My Bloody Valentine, they had the actor who played Harry Warden, the main killer,
Mhm.
which was great. And they had a good portion of the cast there. Sadly, some have passed away, but they had like 3 or 4 cast members there. Somebody had canceled who was going to be there, which I was kind of sad that she canceled because she was the main actress in this movie. But I did get to meet the My Bloody Valentine 1981 cast. And it was really special for me because for the past almost 20 years since I've been doing these conventions, I have always wanted to meet them. And they have never been to a convention around where I was. And I think I could be wrong. I think most of them are from Canada or they still live there. So they don't do a lot of shows. And so this was super excited for me when I saw the announcement. I knew I was going to get my poster sign that I have there, and I loved them. They were all super nice, very approachable. I talked about why I love the movie, which is, the characters in the movie just feel like everyday people you would meet in a small town. Um, I talked about, the kills in the movie. I talked about the unrated cut. Hey, Jamie, what's up? Shout out to Jamie. I ran into you on Saturday. Love you, my friend. I hope you had a great time at Scarefest. But I really loved meeting them. Um, and then I went on to the Dawn of the Dead cast, and I'm talking about the '79 movie,
The original.
and the original. I had met one of the actors at my first Scarefest, which was 14 years ago or 15, and wanted to meet the rest of them that were still alive. So I met Ken Forey and I met Galen Ross. Uh, Galen Ross was a sweetheart. Like, loved meeting her. We talked about this movie. We talked about a slasher movie from the '80s called Madman, and the movie Creep Show. She talked about, I talked to her about how it was working with George Romero, the director, and she had nothing but nice things to say about him. Loved meeting her. Ken Forey, well, I think he was nice and he was approachable. I will say I was a little disappointed just because prior to meeting him, there was somebody in line in front of him and the experience wasn't good. I don't think Ken had a great experience with this person because
Mhm. Is
they
it
wound up
grumpy?
not getting anything signed. They walked away. He was trying to explain what was going on to this person. The person didn't want to listen. So Ken was again nice, but like just very short conversations.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't
so
wanna
yeah,
brush him
that
off and say he was being a dick because it might have just been
I didn't want to,
circumstantial.
yeah, because he wasn't a dick. Like he was nice.
Yeah.
he was like, "It was nice to meet you." Shook my hand. He signed my Dawn of the Dead box set. Nice guy, but the experience could have been better.
Yeah.
The picture, if you've seen the picture online, he ain't smiling in the photo. Like somebody said, they were like, "Oh, I had the same experience with him," and I'm like, "Oh, great! At least I'm not the
Yeah.
only one."
Maybe he's just
Um,
a short person, not a people person.
yeah, that might be it.
Yeah.
But then I met the Halloween 3 cast, Season of the Witch, the one where no Michael Myers is in it. And I got them to sign my 30 Years of Terror poster that's back there. It has a whole bunch of the Halloween cast on there. And I met Tom Atkins again. I had met him 15 years prior at Scarefest, even though he didn't remember he was at a Scarefest. He was. Um, I
He
have him on video at Scarefest 15 years ago.
was born in 1938,
Yeah,
so
so he just
yeah,
probably
he's up there. He's pushing
he's up
100
there.
or we're
So he's
pushing
up there.
90.
He's up there.
Yeah.
But again, very nice though. Like he was again super nice, and I've always loved Tom, and for an '80s guy, he was freaking hot. Like I was like, I loved him in the '80s. So met him again. Then I met the amazing Stacy Nilkin, who was in Halloween 3. She played Ellie, and she was like again just a total sweetheart. Probably of the cast members of every celebrity I met, she was probably my favorite one because she was so approachable. And when I pulled out my 30 Years of Terror poster and she saw all the signatures, she's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like looking at them all, she's like, "Do you have Jamie Lee Curtis on here?" And I'm like, "Of course I do." And like, she sees the top corner. She was amazing, and we talked about Halloween 3. We talked about how she was actually cast in the original Blade Runner at one point, and then her character was cut out just because they didn't find need for the character. I don't know the full story with it, but she also did a test screening for Blade Runner, and she test screened for the part that originally went to Daryl Hannah, and they liked her a lot, so they cast her in a part, and sadly that character was deleted. But
Yeah, I got cut.
I told her, I said, hopefully this wasn't like sad to talk about this. She's like, "Oh no, no, no." She's like, she wanted to talk about it, and she was just really great. She was super, super sweet. And like, I loved meeting her. Absolutely. So that was a good chunk of my money meeting
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Um, but like, this was last year's convention. I met people, but I feel like this year compared to last year was like one of the best because I got to meet a lot of people from movies that I just absolutely love. And these experiences will always stay with me because I'll probably never see the My Bloody Valentine cast again. I'll probably never run into Tom Atkins again or the Dawn of the Dead cast or Stacy
Mhm.
Nilkin. So to have these experiences was pretty awesome. So
Yeah, for sure. Sounds like it
loved
was a
it.
big moment for you. So for
Saturday. Let's talk
me,
Saturday.
yeah, Saturday was when we met up.
Hmm.
Uh, we mostly just walked around the vendor booths a lot.
Hmm.
And it's crazy because like there was one time like we had been walking around for like 5 hours, and
Yeah.
then at one point we walked down another aisle, and I know we had been down that aisle, and
Yeah.
we walked down that aisle, and I was like, I don't remember seeing any of this stuff.
You catch
Like
everything each time,
there's
something
just
new.
so much there.
Yeah.
Um, I am not a I don't wanna say I'm not a people person because I do like meeting new people, but I'm
Hmm.
socially awkward. So
Yeah.
the concept of
Same.
meeting these celebrities, didn't really appeal to me. I think it would have been cool to meet some of the cast of Grimm,
Yeah.
because I did watch a lot of Grimm, and I'm very excited for the movie. I did walk by and take a gander at them. They looked pretty much how I expected them to look.
Hmm.
Uh, Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Small talk's not really my thing. It makes me uncomfortable, so that just didn't
I
really
get
appeal
it.
to me. So for me, really, it was just about the booths.
Yeah.
Um, which I didn't buy any movies. There was a lot of cool, like surprisingly, there was a lot of like anime props that I thought was
Mhm.
neat because anime and like Marvel are like my cup of tea. Where
Yeah.
you like, I enjoy horror movies. I enjoy kind of all kind of movies,
Yeah.
but it's not like I'm like when I see anime stuff or like Marvel stuff, I'm like, yeah, Marvel. When I
Yeah.
see movies, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cool movie, you know. Um, so the anime stuff was, I guess, kind of the highlight to me and the Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there was the one thing that I really liked, which is where I did end up spending money, and I've got them right here to show off my show and
Show
tell.
them. Yes.
But we were walking around, and there was an artist in one of the back corners, kind of the middle of the room, and immediately he was drawing, like he was using like charcoal
Mm-hmm.
pen or whatever, and he was drawing this like wretched looking woman all like hunched over, and there
Ooh,
was a
yeah.
bunch of skulls down in the corner, and he was like doing the, I guess, reverse shading because it was drawn in charcoal, so he was
Yep.
like erasing or whatever, or using white to like fill out part of like the side of the skull right by his eye. And I
Mm-hmm.
was watching him, I was like, man, like just watching him like do this without looking at a reference is just coming straight out of his mind. And the fact that he's drawing it all in black and then
Yeah.
etching out the extra details, like it was really cool to me. And then once I got to looking at his work, I'm a big fan of werewolves, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got to looking at his work, he had a bunch of werewolf pictures. I was
Yeah.
like I have to buy at least one of these. They
Yeah.
were $25 a photo, but he had a special. If you bought three, you got it for 60, so it knocked $15 off. So I bought three.
Ooh, and you got them framed already?
And
Nice.
I got the frames in today, and I got them all framed up. But this
Yes.
is the first drawing. This artist's name is Brent Gray,
Mm-hmm.
and actually I have his card somewhere. But this is a movie, or this is a drawing of the Kessler Wolf from 2024,
Yeah.
and I think it
Ooh,
just
that's
looks
neat.
so sick. I don't
That
know
is
if you
so
guys can see
awesome.
that with
Yeah,
the glare
I can see it.
for the viewers. Yeah, I really thought it was cool. And then this was actually the first one that I saw. This one is called Full Wolf Moon, and it's got a wolf head on it, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
got like a moon back here with like skulls coming out of the moon. I
Yeah,
don't know if you can really see that. And he was really nice. Him and his wife both talked to me for a little bit, and he actually signed all three of these on the bottom down here.
that's awesome.
It was really cool. And then the next one's my personal favorite because I'm a very big fan of like bipedal werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
Bipedal meaning standing on two legs,
Yeah,
versus like quadpedal, like
yeah,
Twilight-esque werewolves. And then this was the third one. Oh, and this one is just called Lycanthrope from 2011.
that's
And I
neat.
just love this. Like it's got the bipedal werewolf with the long, like wicked fingernails, the drool, and then it's got like a tree or something up here
Oh,
that just has a bunch of like faces in it.
that's so cool.
Um,
That is
this
neat.
was my one take. I mean, it's crazy because I really don't spend money on like art or like wall decor,
Mm-hmm.
really. But I couldn't. I had to walk get at least one of these. There's no way I was walking away from those because they're
Those
all
are
so
neat.
sick. Yeah,
That's like, and that's stuff that like it's so unique because you don't see that all the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. Like
You don't see it.
the chances of me ever bumping into that artist again, like a slim number.
Slim chance. Slim chance. That is so cool. So, what did you think of your overall, like your first? Oh, we got to talk about one other thing that we did cosplay. Me and TJ did
Yes, yeah.
cosplay. Um, but we'll talk about that in a minute. What did you think of your overall experience of your first horror movie convention?
So I enjoyed it. I don't know if for me it would have been a 3 day ordeal like it was for you,
Yeah,
but I also get from your point of view how it would be because you love meeting celebrities,
yeah,
and for me that's just not my cup of tea. I do, and I talked to Megan a little bit about this when we left because
hmm,
like out of all the movies there, like the one thing that I was intrigued by was the Grimm panel.
yeah,
And I did not go to the panel where they like sat down and
yeah.
talked. Um, and I think had I done that, I would have liked it a little bit more.
Hmm.
The main reason I didn't, because I just didn't want to like make you and Megan go sit through it, because
Oh, I don't care.
I'm
I
sure
don't
it was
care.
probably an hour panel, and neither of you have watched that show. Um, but in hindsight, I do wish that I had been like, hey, I think that would be a cool experience. I would like to go see that.
Yeah,
But I enjoyed it a lot. I had a lot of fun. It's always good to get out of the house, travel a little bit,
yeah,
and then of course hang out with you.
exactly.
I do wish we
Yeah,
got to spend a little bit more time with Craig. I seen you
yeah,
all got dinner
yeah.
that night.
Yeah, we had dinner.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, I'm so
Yeah,
happy that you and Megan came, and it was a blast hanging out with you. I love hanging out with you anyway. We hang
yeah,
out quite a bit, and you both have become close friends of mine and great
for
friends. So,
sure.
um, but yeah, I mean, and then you got to hang out with Lewis and Eric. Shout out to them. Got
Yeah.
to see
Which
them.
I mean, I didn't know of Eric, but I was excited to actually, like,
Yeah,
hang out with Lewis a little bit because I know he's
yeah.
a big part of your life too.
Oh yeah, he's my best friend, and yeah, he goes to these. He's been going to these for 5 years with me. So since 2019, so maybe 6 years. So, but yeah, I love going the whole 3 days. We didn't go Sunday though, because we were about 10 minutes away from the hotel this year, or from the convention this year. So Sunday we just went home, but we went Friday night. Actually drove to the convention. Wanted to get our tickets. Wanted to get there early, stayed there until they closed, and then went back on Saturday. I'll say that I think this was definitely better than last year as far as the convention goes, because last year was a hot mess getting in because of the crazy lines wrapping around the hotel, and it just wasn't as organized. I think I don't think they imagined how busy it was going to be last year, but this year they had it much more controlled. Um, we got in right away. If we had to wait just for a very brief moment, it was very brief, and had no problems the rest of the weekend. Uh, like you, I wish I would have been able to see more panels. I always forget that they have it all online now. When I first started going to conventions, they actually had flyers that showed you like what panel was going on when and what time. So that would have been it would have been nice to have went to some panels, because like again, My Bloody Valentine and Halloween 3 and all these movies I really love. And I love going to panels. They're so much fun, and you get to find out much more details about the shows or the movies that play, and or that are there. And I love that. I love panels. I also bought a lot of stuff on Saturday. I bought
Yeah,
way too much stuff on
I
Saturday.
witnessed one rather
Oh,
goofy
oh, oh,
purchase.
oh. I gotta show it. I gotta bring it.
Yeah, yeah, for
This one
sure,
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
this one I'm bringing
Yeah,
over.
and, whilst he's doing that, I did find the card for Brett Gray, the artist that I bought these pictures from, and I shared it with Justin. It's his Facebook page. I'll have Justin, put the link to his page in
I'll
the
bring this
description.
over. Why not? Why not? Oh, okay. Oh jeez. Oh nice. Okay. So I bought a lot of stuff this weekend. They're over there, and I'm not going to attempt to bring them over because they fall over every time. I did get finally the Halloween 3 Trick or Treat Studio masks, which are the witch, the pumpkin, and the skeleton from Halloween 3. So they're over there. I might try to pull up a post or an image. This I did not expect to get. This item here, when it originally came out, I believe was almost $400, and I was like,
There
"I'm there they
There's
are."
the image, yeah, I pulled it up
Yep.
as you were talking.
This thing was almost $400 when it originally came out, and I was like, "I'm never gonna get this. There's no point in getting this thing. I already got the movie." Never say never, because last year they had this thing for 150, and I was like, "Well, I don't need it. I'll be okay." And then this year they had it for $100. And then I bought another edition of the same movie, and altogether between this and that, it was $120. And I was like, this thing was a no-brainer itself. I would have just paid $100 for this, but they threw in a deal.
I was wondering
This
if it was the same movie or if it was, like, a different,
Oh,
uh
it's the same movie.
yeah,
Just a different edition of
okay.
it.
My camera got
Texas
blurry
Ch-
all of a sudden,
Texas
but
Chainsaw Massacre, the original, is one of my all-time favorite movies. And this is the 50th anniversary Chainsaw Edition. Love this so much. I kept seeing people make videos about it. and I was like, oh, it looks nice, but in person, dude, like this thing is like, it's not super heavy, but it's like nice and like it's a good thick plastic. Um, so it comes in a nice box, which I have over there. I might as well grab it. Hold on, let's just grab it.
You do that, I'm gonna mess with my camera, see if I can
Okay.
get it to stop being blurry. Stop blurring me.
I'll show this.
There we go. Woo, we're shiny again.
Oh yeah. Let's
Saw a
show
little bit of butt crack on that sit down there, Justin. You can't hear
What'd
me.
you What'd you say? What did you say? Tell me.
Nothing. When you
I gotta
sat
know.
down, when you sat down, your shirt was riding up. I said, "There's a little bit of butt crack on that sit down
Oh
there."
jeez
Justin.
Louise. Sorry everybody. That might scare everybody away. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Butt crack in it. Love that. Jeez Louise. Was it that bad? Was it pretty horrible?
Nah, it wouldn't. It was mostly back. There's just a lot of white
Okay.
back.
Yeah. Because I'm white boy, very pale. Anyway, the chainsaw came in this thing, and it's like detailed. I'll be like, look at that image. That is a cool image right there.
It's pretty cool.
And then you have that. Like
Yeah.
it was a box within a box, and then you got the
Yeah,
chainsaw.
and it's actually funny too. The Monster Ed Games episode that we watched today
Yeah.
talked about the inspiration behind that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there
Oh,
was a scene,
nice.
a little bit of a spoiler for the show, but there's a scene where he kills two hunters with a
Uh-huh.
chainsaw, and when he does, he like throws the mask around him. And he chases them through the woods. It was really
Really?
cool.
Oh
And
my gosh.
then the director for that movie, uh, well, this is how the show portrayed it. I don't know how
Yeah.
true this is or whatever, but the director of that movie, like his uncle was a cop, and was one of the cops on the case. They lived in the next town over, and they were
Wow.
having like family dinner, and then that cop told the nephew about it, and the
Oh.
nephew grew up to be the director for that.
Oh,
And
cool.
he was, yeah, so like he found out about it, and then like 10 years later, he was standing in line to like return an item at a
Yeah.
like a Walmart or something. It's probably wasn't a Walmart, but whatever, like a store.
Yeah.
And they had chainsaws on sale, and he had like a split moment dream where he thought about getting that chainsaw and like killing everybody in front of him. Obviously,
Gee.
like it was just like a
Yeah.
brief thought, and then he was like, "Oh, I need to write a movie about this." Like, yeah, because like horror movies are
Wow.
still kind of new at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's neat.
yeah.
Oh, so I'll show you the inside of this real quick. I do want to show you this. So this is housed. So inside you have the 4K and Blu-ray. Then you have a VHS tape of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I will say I took these out once. They were beasts just to try to get out. They were
Yeah.
not easy to get in and out. So, you know, a little sexual what I just said there, um yeah, so but they were this is still awesome. Like it's just that, they're still shrink wrapped and everything. But I love that. So it's housed that way. Um the next thing I got from that same booth, again, these were 120, was the Black Maria truck from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And you open it up like this, and it extends the truck. And then the Blu-ray is housed in there. So that's pretty cool. And then the last thing I'll show, because I did buy a lot. I bought quite a bit of movies too. So when you all left, Lewis was telling me that there was a downstairs, like a bottom floor, with more vendors, and there was more like tattoo
Oh,
artists there.
okay. I knew they were doing tattoos. I didn't know there was more vendors though. I wish I'd known that.
I know, we didn't know about it
Yeah.
until like later on. So we went down there and said, I'm not gonna buy any more stuff. I don't need it. Wound up buying more stuff. One of the things I bought, so a movie called Phantasm is one of my all-time favorite horror movies. Got poster sign there from the cast. They had a Funko Pop of the Tall Man, Angus
Oh,
Grimm.
oh.
And this is one of my favorite characters in the horror movie genre. And so I've always wanted this. And when I bought this, she was like, "You're the first one to buy like a Funko Pop from this table." And I've been here for, 2 days already, and
Yeah.
she was super nice. Her and her husband own a physical media shop. Um, and she was it was sad. Like I felt like, the vendors down there weren't getting enough love because no one really knew that they
Yeah,
were
there was
down
no, like,
there.
advertisement for them, yeah.
Nothing advertised that they were down there.
Yeah,
Like all the tattoo artists were down there. You had some vendors down there, and it was so much quieter. Like it was like a whole different world down there because it wasn't as packed,
yeah.
and it was really nice and cold down there too. So it was a bit chilly. So you walked in there and was like, "This is totally different."
Would've been better for the
Um,
cosplays.
yes. So
Yeah,
I mean, it was a really nice, and I bought some movies, and I told myself, I was like, I'm not buying any movies this time around. I buy them all the time, and I wound up buying a whole bunch of them. So I spent quite a bit of money. That was my vacation. You know,
yeah.
spent a lot. I was
As one
like,
does on vacation, yeah.
as one does, and I was like, you know, ready for that next paycheck because I
Yeah, yeah,
was
for
like,
sure.
well,
I mean, I can only imagine, like, how much you spent altogether,
yeah,
because, I mean, if you factor in, like, tickets,
yep,
gas, that food that
yep,
we ate, like, and then, like, the few things that I bought, I spent, like, almost $300.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I spent quite a bit. I was like, and I told myself, I said, I'm not gonna do anything else. I don't need to
yeah.
spend any more money.
Although,
And I wound up
ad
doing it.
admittedly, a little, like, coffee and stuff, like, coffee and food was probably a third of what we spent.
Yeah, I mean, food was quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Well,
But I had a great time.
we got, Dunkin' on the way up, and then when we left, because we were both, like, dragging, I don't know why, I was so tired when we
Yeah,
left,
yeah.
and then we left, and there was a, board game cafe right around the corner.
Nice.
So yeah, so like literally, if you went to where the movie theater was, and
Yeah,
you kept walking up the strip, like almost
yeah,
to the next block, there was a board
yeah.
game cafe there, and it had a coffee
Nice.
shop in there. So we went and checked it out.
That's a
They were
cool.
doing a Warhammer 40K tournament, but I went in and I got a I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a Halloween like themed cold brew.
Oh, okay.
Uh, or it was Americano. It wasn't a cold brew. It
Yeah.
was pretty decent. The name of the coffee shop was Chaotic Good, which is what drew me because that's a like a D&D
Nice.
thing. Yeah, in
Yeah.
D&D you have personalities, and that's one
Yeah.
of the personality types. So that's what drew me to it. But yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't my
Yeah.
favorite coffee, but it wasn't bad. They got me home.
Nice. Got you home.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we ate food. Obviously, there
Mhm.
was food there. There was the restaurant that was across the street from the convention center, which we had waited like 45 minutes
And it
to
was
get a table.
called I think it was called
Lex
Lex
Live.
Live. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lex Live.
has a bowling alley and a movie theater and a restaurant and a sports bar all connected together.
Ooh,
But that was good food, really good food.
for sure.
And then Friday, me, Lewis, Eric, and Lewis's daughter, and family, we went to a taco place near the convention center, which was really nice. Good like tacos and great place. And then Saturday, I hung out with Craig and Lydia, and we went to Norman Reedus and Greg Nicotero, who are obviously very
Mhm.
known for The Walking Dead, also have restaurants that they
Yep.
own, and that was one of them. And it was nice. It was super nice. It was
Yeah.
great experience getting to sit in there and eat that food. So
So we went to where they filmed The Walking Dead
uh huh
2 or 3 years ago in Georgia. It was about 45 minutes outside of Atlanta.
hmm
And so this is actually like a little bit of crazy stuff that I didn't know until we
yeah
went. So outside of the first season, the first 6 episode pilot,
yeah
that was all shot in Atlanta, obviously.
hmm
Every season since then has been shot at the exact same spot.
wow
Yeah, so of course they left Atlanta. I'm not sure about the prison actually; it might be a little different there. But whenever they moved into like Herschel's house,
yeah
so whilst they were filming at Herschel's house, an older couple, owned that house,
hmm
um, and they was like, "You can film here." Of course, they were paid handsomely. They were like, "You can film here. The only rules we have is you can't do any sex scenes."
yeah
Yeah, so I don't know how far into
wow.
The Walking Dead you watched.
I watched up to part of season 5.
Okay, so you know, like,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
farmhouse was
Oh,
right
yeah.
when Glenn and Maggie
Yeah,
met,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
were fooling
yeah.
around. If you think back to it, like, every time they fooled around, they were never in the house. It was
Oh,
in the
that's
barn when they went
right.
to, like,
That's
go
cool
on the
trivia.
run to the pharmacy, like yeah, so after filming 1 season, because they filmed 2 seasons at the farm. After
Yeah,
the first season, they were like, "Look, we're going to be filming a whole lot. Like, we need to buy the house." So the couple,
yeah.
after some bargaining, eventually ended up selling them the house. But they
Nice.
they kept that one like like one thing in the like in the contract was that they can't do sex scenes in the house. So any sex scenes that they did, they actually had a studio that was set to be exactly
I
like the
did not
room.
know this.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the end of season 3 or 4, whatever it is, the farm gets overrun with zombies, and
Mhm.
they're out on the road, and eventually they come to what we know as Alexandria.
Yeah.
And Alexandria is like a city, or not a city, like a town that's all like hand built, and they have
Mhm.
walls around it to keep the zombies out.
Yeah.
That the walls are literally built around the farm, and Alexandria sits on the farmland. Yeah,
Jeez.
it's really cool. And then like the whole town is basically like a T. Like there's one strip, which is where all the main
Mhm.
buildings are, and then there's like some houses that go kind of loop around, and then there's Alexandria. It's hard to miss Alexandria. Obviously, it's a big walled off thing. Like
Yeah.
so, like all the scenes where they were like out foraging, looking for food and stuff, and
Yeah.
like all that was just done on like the side streets with the houses.
Yeah.
There's a bar later on that Negan goes to in like his origin story episode that's like 2 blocks away from everything out towards the main highway. But anyway, a cool story about that too. So we had booked a tour
Mhm.
to like ride on a shuttle bus and go around and do all the Walking Dead trivia or whatever and talk about
Yeah.
each spot that things were filmed. Um, so we got there like an hour early because I'm just an early person. And
Yeah.
we got there, and right next to the Walking Dead like tour booth, there's like a little snow cone stand.
Mhm.
So we get there, and I'm like, "Hey, we got an hour to kill. Let's go ahead and grab a snow cone, and we'll just chill here and
Yeah.
like eat our snow cones." So we get our snow cones, and we sit on the curb, and we're eating them. And a couple minutes later, this is really badass, like gray Camaro with like black racing stripes.
Yeah.
And Megan, she's like, "Look at that car, babe. That car is awesome." And we look up and we're checking it out as it drives by, and freaking Norman Reedus is driving the car.
Oh,
Yeah, it
dude.
was awesome. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Um, yeah, and then we went on the tour, which was really cool. I highly recommend it to anybody that's in the area that's a fan of the show.
Yeah.
And then they also have like a Walking Dead museum that has like a shop in the bottom. I will say the museum I was a little underimpressed by.
Mhm.
Um, but uh, they also had a Nick Norman's on that strip.
That's so
And
cool.
we went there, and I thought the food was fantastic. It was a
Yeah.
big tangent to get back to that, but
Yeah.
it was really cool.
That's so neat. That is neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so I didn't know a lot of that trivia about the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. I remember once, this is when Walking Dead first came out. I was at a convention called Fright Night Film Fest, and we were in the hotel and going into the elevator. And this is how like early Walking Dead was, because just Norman Reedus just walks in the elevator, no agent or no one around him, and he just turns around and just smiles at everybody and says hello. And it was really cool. I was like, this was early days. I think this was like season 2 of The Walking Dead, or maybe season 1, but like it was getting popular and he was getting known, and he just seems like a really cool guy, like very down to earth, cool guy. So, and Walking Dead for the longest time, and like every convention you went to, it was a big thing. Like
Mhm.
a lot of the cast member would show up, and that was a huge, huge thing, especially in the early days.
Yeah,
So, I've been wanting to actually start watching that again because it's been a long time since I've watched it. Um, but let's talk about the last thing about Scarefest, and that is our cosplaying. We did cosplay.
we did.
We did. So it was hot as all be. It was very sweaty.
Yeah. Yeah, and part of my cosplay didn't come in, so I had to use the crappier mask. That came in today, though, by the way.
Oh God!
I
You're like, of
ordered it
course,
I ordered it
of
on the
course.
1st from Amazon. Came in the 21st.
Wow, wow.
Thanks, Amazon.
Thanks, Amazon. You're the best.
Yeah. No, I think it was a third-party seller, and they ended up shipping it through, USPS, and it
Okay.
sat in California for, like, 2.5 weeks.
Jeez. I still think it was so much fun though to cosplay and be a part of that. I was a little like when because I've never cosplayed before and I've done this for I've been to conventions for almost 20 years. I was a little overwhelmed when I first was like getting into it because I was like, what is this gonna be like? Is anybody gonna notice? Or they're gonna, like what's the atmosphere gonna be like cosplaying? I wound up really enjoying it though. My only thing was I had to take off because I was Michael Myers. You were Ghostface. I had to take off that Michael Myers mask several
Yeah.
times
It was way too hot
because
with it on.
it was way too hot, and I remember at one point I took it off, and you were like, Justin, you're sweating like
Yeah,
right like all over your face, and my hair was completely sweaty and wet, and yeah, so but I had a great time. And there's a few people that wanted pictures, and I thought that was neat. But it was just cool. And I got to tell you, like after I got done, I was like, I'm kind of feeling the itch to like do this maybe every year, like do something different though, not just like Michael Myers, but come up with something new every time.
for
So,
sure.
what did you think of cosplaying, sir? Did you like it?
For what little we did of it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was hot. It was super, super hot. So there was a lot of the times where I would take pictures with other people and I would be in the jumpsuit and the mask I would be holding in my hand because it was hot. It was very, very hot. But we did get a picture with each other as our characters. So that was fun. So anyway, but Scarefest, loved it. Always a great time for me. I'm looking forward to going back next year. So looking forward to it. And it was the most important thing for me about conventions, just like this one, is hanging out with your friends.
For
Like
sure, for
I
sure.
had I had a blast hanging out with you and Megan and Lewis and Eric and Craig and Lydia, and then I got to see Jamie, who commented earlier, and my buddy Scott and Paul and just so many people. Danny Hassel from Nightmare 4 and 5 still remembers me like 6 years later. So he was cool. He was dressed up in his getup on Friday as like the Danny Hassel with like the motorcycle stuff coming out of
Yeah,
his
yeah,
face. So that was cool. That was really neat. But yeah, it's my favorite thing is and Anthony ran into him again. So hanging out with friends is the best thing about these shows and being in the atmosphere. So but let's wrap. We're not done yet. We still got questions about movie talk.
well, I think
We'll
we've
do,
hit the hour, so I think we should save the movie talk
you
questions
want to set
for
that? Okay.
maybe another one, yeah.
We'll do that another time.
Otherwise, we'll be here for, like, 2 hours, and we don't have a
Yeah.
whole lot of people in chat
No.
tonight, so
No.
I think it's
Um,
better when there's more people.
but anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope you enjoyed our live stream tonight. Please give this a thumbs up, comment, and then if you've not subscribed to any of the channels down below, please go do that. We'd really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And everybody watching the live, thank you for that. Everybody watching the playback, thank you so much. I love doing this with TJ and we have a lot of fun doing this. So TJ, any last words from you before we wrap everything up?
Absolutely.
All right.
Ready to
So
hop in?
ready to hop in? Do you have
Yep.
anything to say? Wrap it up?
No. Let me see what our next podcast is. I think it might be the Twilight one, to be honest,
Oh, we did Twilight. Is it Harry Potter?
or Harry Potter. Hold on.
What's our
Oh,
next
no,
one?
okay. So we've got our pop-up special.
Ooh, what day is that
Yeah,
gonna
which
be?
we've not even had time to watch the
No, you've
movies
not
yet.
even seen these movies. You've
Some of
seen some of them.
Yeah. I bet
When
there's
are
some
we?
newer ones.
When is
I don't
that
know.
pop up special gonna be?
We didn't really have a date for it. We just said Halloween
No.
special.
Okay.
Um, which is next weekend. Uh, and I'm busy as shit all weekend this weekend.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
um,
So
I-
we might scratch that. I don't know what we're gonna do.
yeah, I would like for it to
Um,
happen, but if it does, then I guess it's not a big deal. It's kind of
I mean, we could do a horror movie trivia night if we need to.
yeah,
So,
yeah, we could maybe
um,
do that.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
so yeah, our next one after that, which would be our next technical stream date,
yeah.
is November 5th, and it's Harry Potter movies with Megan.
So
Yeah,
awesome!
yeah.
Megan's gonna be joining the stream. We're talking Harry
Yep, and then
Potter.
after that, we're getting into the Predator movie. So I've
Ooh,
got 1
Badlands is
month.
coming
I've
up.
got 1 month
You have 1 month
to
to
binge
finish
some Predator
5.
movies.
You got 5 movies, sir.
Yeah,
5 movies. You
yeah,
could do it. You could do it. So, I cannot wait to see Predator Badlands. I'm so
yeah,
excited for that movie. So excited.
yeah. So we'll have Predator, and then Now You See Me 3,
Ooh, which I'm
which I
excited to see that
yeah,
too.
I probably will rewatch the first 2 as well.
Me too, because it's been forever since I've seen
Yeah,
those. So,
yeah,
um, but anyway, thank you all for joining the stream tonight. We always have a great time talking movies and
for sure.
everything. And stay tuned for Harry Potter night. And if we do a Halloween special, you'll see that. If not, you'll see us during Harry Potter night. So,
Yeah,
but everybody, thank you again for watching. If you're watching the playback, thank you. Please like, please comment. That helps a lot. And you all are the best. So have a great night and have a great weekend coming up.
for
And we'll
sure.
talk to you later.
You have a good night.
Bye.
Awkward silence.
Awkward
Woo.
silence.